Greatness. So sorry about changing everything, but you guys know how it goes. I'm gonna play my favorite video. I think that this I'm gonna leave the mic open so you guys can hear.
Y'all don't understand. This land that you stand on, that you think is America, this is actually Africa. The dear Mississippi that you love, that you know of, that's the Nile River. This is our land.
I don't know why it's not showing. Let me see.
You are Aboriginal Indigenous American. You are a Moorish American. So where is their green card? Where is their green card? Huh? They need weapons. We don't need no weapons. Stop calling us black. We're not African American. We're Moorish American. Aboriginals or indigenous. So right over the land. Know the laws of the land. Know your birthright and nationality. You are a Moorish American.
Let me run it back. Let me take that back. Because something's going on with this screen. We're going to make sure it show today. I don't know why it be doing that.
Y'all don't understand. This land that you stand on, that you think is America, this is actually Africa. The dear Mississippi that you love, that you know of, that's the Nile River. This is our land. You are Aboriginal Indigenous American. You are a Moorish American. So where is their green card? Where is their green card?
Where the fuck is that?
They need weapons. We don't need no weapons.
We are the weapons.
Stop calling us black. We're not African American. We're Moorish American. Aboriginals or indigenous. So right over the land. Know the laws of the land. Know your birthright and nationality. You are a Moorish American. Fight for your nationality. The Pope says stand up. The Pope says stand up. The Pope says stand up. Know the land. Know the laws of the land. You are an Aboriginal Indigenous American.
Moorish Americans are indigenous to America.
The conversation's stopping.
In 2010, President Obama signed on to the rights of indigenous people.
The United Nations Declaration. You guys have seen it many times. You heard it. Peace, everybody.
Moorish Americans are not African American or black. There has been some attempts made by the mainstream media and journalists alike to link the Moorish Americans with the sovereign citizens movement. Moorish Americans are not sovereign citizens.
We what? Black nationals, right? That's what you are. You're a black national. Peace to everyone that has come in. Some people may not even be in the chat, but I'm going to acknowledge them because they were here earlier. So sorry, guys. You know what's going on. So, you know, I had something come up and I had to be sure to handle that. So, we're going to get to this today. I'm excited about this story. You guys know I usually wait to, read it with you guys. So, having a little familiarity of the Micmacs through other books that we've read and different sources, so on and so forth. Very interesting information as well. So I thought you guys would definitely like this one. I was looking forward to it as well. So peace and love to everybody. You know, you guys are like the best. All the great energy that's coming into the chat, so on and so forth. Appreciate you guys for coming through. And yeah, let's get right to it. Let me share the book and let's go. Peace, Devin's playing. I see you over there. Peace and love. Peace and love to everyone that's come in. Okay. Now I'll make it pretty big so you guys can see it as well. So let's get into it. Right into it. This is The Ice King, which is a Micmac legend. You guys know when we looked at the book that showed all of the different tribes, all of the different nations, it had different tribes under each nation, so on and so forth. The Micmacs were one of the tribes as well. I can't recall which nation they were under, but they were definitely in the book. So let's read this story. It says The Ice King, a Micmac legend. Once there was a large town on the banks of the river. A cold winter came and the people suffered greatly. All the wood they had laid in was soon burned. At first, the children went to the forest for more wood, but their noses froze in their ears. The women went next, but the cold was too much for them. Hold on. Okay, I lost my arrow. But the cold was too much for them, too. Their hands became too badly frozen that they could not work. So I'm assuming they got frostbite as well. Then the men went, but even they were soon overcome, and the forest was far. The cold was terrible. Some of the men fell by the way and were frozen stiff. Frozen stiff. Yeah, yeah. Now, if you're a person that lived in Illinois, like Chicago specifically, where that lake in the wintertime, like you can freeze. It's gotten like so cold there. Sometimes I can remember when I was younger, and I remember walking from school playing in that snow. My mom like, keep your scarf on your face, keep your mittens on, keep your hat on, make sure it's covering your face, make sure you put your Vaseline on before you put this on. Da 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 da. Now me, hard headed, not doing those things. I can remember one day playing in the snow, and actually my face, my cheeks got frostbite. And when I tell you the pain, it burns, and then it's like I can't even describe the pain. It's so freaking painful. So these people freezing to death, just think about that. Okay. It says some of the men fell by the way and were frozen stiff. Right? The people huddled around their scanty fires, hungry and shivering. They died one after another. Only a few of the strongest survived. At last, spring came, and the snow got full of little holes, melted, and it ran away. It ran over the top of the riverbanks in the river. In all of the small streams, the ice was softening. It piled up at the mouth of the brooks and fell over into the river. Crash, crackle, smash. A noise was all about. The river was full of cakes of ice, grinding against each other. Um, grinding against each other up on the level above the banks. Pools of water by lay shining, and the wind puffed across them, and it filled them with waves. The bluebirds came back and built nests. Everywhere was the wet, sweet smell of melting snow. One of the men who had lived through the winter found a great ice cake that would not melt in a deep fissure of the bank where it was safe for the warm sun it lay, and down there and it kept winter. The man went every day to see if it had moved yet. He hated the sight of it. It spoiled the spring season and made him remember the friends and kinsmen he had lost. Yeah, nothing like a winter, Lord. He made himself a long pole from a straight young pine tree and tried to push the ice cake down the river as far as it would stir. Again and again he tried. Finally, he gave up everything else and resolved to work at it until he conquered it. He pried with his pole and chopped with his hatchet. Be off now, he commanded. You are staying too long. I hate you. I will not have you. So he pounding that ice like, you got to go. I'm tired of looking at you. You keep reminding me of everything that was like horrible. All of my kin people, my friends that I lost that froze to death, like literally died in this winter. Like that ice was just a horrible reminder. So he trying to like murder it. It says that he chopped and he chopped. The cold splinters flew into his face. Oh, yes. You think that you could do some more harm? Well, you can't. Freeze away. Do your worst. I am not afraid of you. The ice cake yielded a little, and the man pushed harder than ever with his long pole. Although he was standing, so now y'all see this picture. Here we go, just like they did with the other picture. They try to throw your mind off. Here go. This is the mental alchemy. That I talk about. When you see certain things, a picture, that's writing the information on your mind to tell you something that it wants you to know. It's presenting something, the present. That you're getting the gift of the thought, basically. Okay. This says this was in the sprawl. He saw the ice king raised on the black of ice. But you guys are going to see, just like the previous story, the other picture is going to show him as a mahogany man, just like that's on the cover of this bill. On the ice itself, he was warm with effort. The cake moved faster and faster. He almost went over into the river with it. He sprang to the bank and gave it one last kick, and it moved off. As it fell into the river, a great spray arose. In the spray, he saw the Ice King riding on a block of ice. Thank you. He heard the Ice King call above the noise of the river. You have set me free at last. Now I can go where I belong. But beware. He whom you hate will come again next winter. The man decided that he would be ready for the visit. He built himself a fine, strong wigwam in the woods near a spring of good water, and he mended every hole in the walls and made them tight and thick. Many trees he chopped. Making a huge pile of firewood, he saved the fat of the animals he killed and melted it and put the oil away for winter. He had warm fur clothes and plenty of dried meat. When the Ice King began his advance, the man knew it from many signs. Though the enemy kept himself in ambush, and and the ground grew hard and black. In the early morning, it was white. By and by, it was a white all day. The surface of the lake crinkled over and filled with pikes, grew stiff and moved no more. The river hardened along the edges, then further out. At last, even in the middle, to the fish, the man had to cut holes in the ice. Just to fish, the man had to cut holes in the ice. But he ate and kept well, kept a good fire, and watched for his enemy. The Ice King grew bolder. He laid his hand on the walls of the wigwam and turned them to stone. But that only kept the heat in better. He froze the meat and berries, but the fire thawed them. So he threw darts at the man. Lord, y'all got to excuse me. I don't know what's going on. He threw darts at the man, but the fur clothing turned him back. At last, one night, the Ice King came boldly into the lodge. As he advanced, the earth cracked beneath his footsteps, and the walls of the wigwam clattered. He came in and sat down, spreading a white rug for himself, and the cold from his body and his icy breath shook the skin of the man. The man could barely move to reach the wood pile. He felt stupid. Suddenly, he rose himself and, with a mighty effort, reached out for the bowl of oil nearby. For this, he kept. Let me check with my chat because I know I just got right into the bill. See who has come in. Peace and bliss to everybody that has come into the chat. Let me get up here and see who I have not seen. George Pritchard, I see the brother, I believe. Everyone else I've seen. Tony, yes. All you guys, peace and bliss to everyone. You guys are so appreciated. 6'9" Trans, my brother, twin in the building. A dream Sadiq in the building. Peace, and bliss to everyone that has come in. Let's get back into the story. All right. The mighty effort reached out for the bowl of oil nearby. For this he kept it. He threw a handful of onto the drying fire, which instantly roared and leaped to the roof. The Ice King turned away his face and blinked. New life came into the man's limbs. He threw another handful of oil on the fire. Then he got wood. He fed the fire with branch after branch, and the fire ate it all greedily. The Ice King hitched back from the heat and the glare. More oil and more wood. The flames licked the roof of the wigwam, and the Ice King was sweating and gasping as he hitched back again. At last, he hitched right into the wall of the wigwam and could go no further. The sweat poured from him in streams and ran out under the side of the lodge. His strength was leaving him. He spoke in a weak voice. "You are Victor. Let me go." The man raked the fire away from the side where he visited and was sitting, and the Ice King moved toward the door. "You have conquered me fairly," he said. I shall not trouble you again. Henceforth you are master." He slipped out of the wigwam, leaving only a little wet track behind him. After that, the man had no more fear of the winter. He needed no moccasins, no cap, no mittens. It was summer with him. And basically, this is them drawing like some type of picture of him. But yeah, like I said, see now they turned the other pictures like purely like whited out. In this particular picture, it's turned like, isn't that like weird? Like the other stories like that as well. The one with Tokamesh or Tokamika, I think I got it right. Telamuka, like the prior story. I think I'm saying it wrong, but I believe it was Tokamesha, or something of the sort. But with that story, it did the same thing. Making sure it was blending. These pictures, like, what's going on with that? That's so weird. But yeah, this is a nice picture. Wish I could flip it in the book. I had to do it as a photo, but yeah, it's a nice picture. Okay, let's see. Wow, that's it. That's the end of the story. This is the. It was a short story. Wow, I didn't even realize it was going to be that short. This is how the bear family got its name. Should we do two stories? You guys want to get into some other information? Because y'all know I can. I can switch it up. Peace says, what you guys want to do? Twin, you want to join me? I got quite a few things I can get into. Oh, maybe I can get into some of these old pictures, these old ancient buildings. Jump up, twin. If you're able to jump up real quick. Pieces. Let me pull this book up. This other book. Yeah, we're gonna save this bear for the next read. Yeah, because some of these stories, maybe I should read them before so we can see, so I can see like how interesting it is, how long it is. I'll do that, guys. This is something new I just started, so it's just something a little fun to read some of these fantastic stories. I know that Scarface, man, that's like my favorite. Nothing's topped that yet, but we're gonna see. But yeah, let me get to this other book real quick, guys. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up. Where is it? Yeah, give me a second because I want to make sure I put. There's so many books I want to read. Hold on a second. Okay, from the 23rd. Okay, let me look. Let me go back. Gotta go to the inbox. Okay, so let's see. Go with some of this. Oh, you know what? Let's look at this real quick. Maybe I'll do this instead. Oh no. Yeah, give me a second. Let me play y'all a song while I find the right book that I wanna get into. Power on. Not a song. I'm sorry, I didn't even want to say a song because I'm not. I don't want to do music. Hold on. I'm gonna play something else, but give me a minute. This right here is definitely something I wanna. I wanna. I want you guys to see because I can go with that while I'm looking for the book. There's actually two books I'm gonna pull up, but this I want to go over real quick. Hold on. I definitely want you guys to see this nonsense right here. Let me see. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Mm-mm-mm. When you go to look for something and it's never freaking there? Okay. No. Okay, here it is. Okay, let me see. Okay, actually I'm gonna play the video. Let me open YouTube on here. Let me see. YouTube. I want you guys to really like see this. This is crazy. Um, this is something else. I tell you, something else. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's get into it, guys. This is like almost hilarious and so insulting and annoying at the same damn time. Let's just say that. These people are just so crazy, I swear. You know what?
But what we're doing to white
Okay,
people.
there you go. Listen
There's
to
been
this.
something going on for a while now.
that we're being told not to notice. More to the point, that we're asking white people not only to ignore, but to accept. The rising tide of racial hatred against white people. In the past decade, there has been a noticeable cultural shift in what constitutes acceptable speech as it relates to white people. Back when I was a kid, in the early 2000s, the mainstream American culture preached about respecting each other's differences and not seeing color. Nowadays, we say that not seeing color is racism, that you must see color. But the more I see how things are unfolding, the more I'm convinced that this is wrong. Back then, saying something offhanded about white people were seen as not appropriate, just as it would be to say something offhanded about people of any other race. But that soon gave way to our current times, in which there exists virtually no limit to what racial minorities can and do say about white people. I believe this is the natural outgrowth of a perverse ideology that teaches us that everything, every societal ill, is the fault of white people, and that whatever prejudice acts we may inflict upon them does not constitute discrimination because we don't have the power to discriminate. And alarmingly, this is particularly pronounced in the younger generation. But is it true? Do we not have the power to discriminate? Well, let's see. First, let's take a look at the racial hatred at the interpersonal level. In today's society, it has become somewhat fashionable to think things and say things about and to white people that would not be acceptable if it was said about any other race. And we're being taught that this double standard is not wrong, that it is rather a form of empowerment. They'll attribute negative experiences
Are y'all
to
here?
white people.
Y'all can't hear?
You had an argument in line of duty
Come on,
with a white person.
what's going on with
They
the
were acting
music?
entitled because they were white. A white driver cut you off when you were driving. They need to check their white privilege. Your actions, your conduct, and your existence, in other words, boil down to your whiteness. And ashamedly, at one point in time,
Is that
this
a
is how I
piece,
used to think
sis?
as well.
Is
And
that
beyond the
better,
people in that
guys?
circle, I noticed that many people of color have this sort of blasé attitude, an attitude most particularly pronounced when there are no other white people around. Things are being said not just behind
Ooh.
closed doors, but out in the open,
Hold on with my
not
mic.
just between close friends, but between complete strangers. So here's the thing. This is something that I've experienced countless times, so I know that there are other people who are experiencing it too. I know it must resonate with at least some of you. The difficulty here is that no matter how many anecdotes I share, they are just that, anecdotes. And people who refuse to believe that this is happening will just chalk it up to my experiences being a fluke. Or worse yet, they'll say I'm lying. So I've compiled some TikTok videos. I want you to take a look at the things that are being said about white people, especially by the younger generation, the kind of statements people wouldn't dare say about people of any other race. Take a look at what is
that better?
stunningly in vogue in today's society, and ask yourselves, where does this lead to years down the line?
You have a token white and you're hanging out with your friend group of color, you need to ask permission from everybody in the group to bring your white friend. Like, don't just bring them. I might not be in the mood to deal with white shenanigans that day. That's all I'm
y'all,
saying.
I don't know
And
what's
another thing,
going
it
on.
feeds into their ego. Like, don't let them think they're a good white person.
Accomplices ask, how can they support Black and Indigenous people of color? And sometimes I really don't know what to say, but here's one easy way. Just don't have babies.
Can single-handedly cause the white genocide that they are so afraid of. With 2.25 billion Asian women and 500 million white men, baby, it'll only take 2 generations. In 2 generations, there will no longer be any blonde-haired.
These are some things I noticed about white American culture. Being grounded is a punishment to them. That's what they call punishment. The least grounded, least balanced, most destructive race considers being grounded a punishment? Yeah. They also say really violent phrases. They say things like, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Why do we have to kill the birds? Why is everything so violent?
Right.
It's almost like one's language and phrases reflects one's nature.
So that new Jeffrey Dahmer movie on Netflix is the perfect example of the sensationalization of white violence. People have a much easier time sympathizing with white criminals than they do with black victims. And people think these shows are harmless, but they actually contribute to a much bigger issue. It contributes to the viewpoint that white people are less violent than everyone else, and white violence is something to be consumed in media, and that's it.
What is with Caucasian people and like their inability to like read a fucking room? Like, y'all act like you don't understand shit because y'all be the first ones during a conversation about the Holocaust to get so mad when black people be like, you do realize that the original Jewish people were black, right? White people do not need to explain to anybody about us all bleeding red because, baby, you all are the people that need to learn that lesson. Clearly, history shows that you all are the people that like to pillage and eradicate, enslave and oppress, attempt to suppress greatness because you all simply don't have it.
Right? Here go y'all cum goblins who don't even live in the fucking city. Which, by the way, the Q-tip people are the last ones to ever talk about somebody stealing anything. Y'all wouldn't be in this country had it not been for y'all stealing it. But y'all are more focused on people looting and trying to get necessities and things that they need. And yes, a TV is a fucking necessity. Thank you, Buff. You feel like you're better than because people are out here stealing and you would never. First of all, if you are a male monster, that is how your ancestors
A male monster.
And that's a behavior that's very common among white women. You may have not intended that, but there are many white women who act exactly like you.
If you can find it in your heart this holiday season to donate to the discriminated white fund, you'd be helping millions.
Nothing says high protein like cicadas and cheese. Make sure you...
And nothing says caucasity like that right there.
What caucasity looks like. Roaming Asian grocery stores like it's an amusement park.
Explain to me why white people don't wear shoes outdoor, but wear shoes inside.
We're both white women. We are inherently a danger in spaces for black, indigenous, and other people of color simply by existing.
Say it.
It's white cis men who
Say
are part of the far right-winged ideology of fascism. That is a true threat and the terrorism to this country.
If BIPOCs stand in the street and scream at the top of their lungs, I hate all white people, I want all white people to go die, die white devil, you cracker bitch, that's still not racism.
You're not one of the good white people, Heather. Stop separating us from the bad white people. Don't sit out there in comments and say, we don't claim them. We are that. We are the ones shooting up schools. We are the ones raping people, the ones enslaving people.
And I'll say it. I hate being white. Yeah, which means I'm one of the good ones.
All white people are inherently racist.
Yeah.
Can you be racist against white people?
Based off of the definition of racism, yes, but it's not going to hurt them and hurt their opportunities like it does people of color.
Well, technically you can. It's not like an issue.
You can't oppress the oppressor.
If it helps you sleep at night, I'm racist to white people. I'm proud of it.
Why do people not understand that you can't be racist to white people? It's impossible. The system is not set up that way. You can insult white people, but it is not racism. Me calling a white person a tub of mayonnaise and like flour looking ass, that's not racism.
You went all the way to Africa to physically take black people from their homes, shove them in on boats where a lot of them got diseases and died, told them where they could sit on a bus, told them which schools they could go to, which water fountains they could use, which bathrooms they could use, and that's sugarcoating it. Those are just terms. I'm not even describing all the disgusting things that happen, and they don't even want revenge. They are letting you guys skate by asking for equal rights. That's it. And you're still saying no? They are not as angry as they should be. Y'all are getting off easy and you're still saying no? Fuck you.
Some people look at that and chalk it up to the grumblings of the powerless. That's the idea that when you have a power disparity, the less powerful sort of has this general society given leeway to complain about the more powerful.
Look at this
The
native
villagers
white.
complaining about their king doesn't have the same ring as the king making snide and crude comments about the villagers. But that's not what's going on here. Because although certain segments of our society refuse to believe this, even as evidence mount before our very eyes, in one side of the political aisle, people of color actually have greater power than white people. That is the truth that is not being acknowledged by the people that need to hear it, because this gets in the way of them wielding that power in the way they want. Malignantly. I've heard from somewhere that politics is downstream of culture, and I think that is certainly correct. We have a mainstream culture that tells us it's okay to hold prejudice and hateful view of white people, and our politics is then infused with this energy, and we see active, overt, and on-the-books racial discrimination of white people that those who are perpetuating this hatred is refusing to see as discrimination. They'll say, no, this is remediation. These are the same people who are making tenuous arguments that some of our race-neutral laws discriminate against people of color. And this is certainly evidence that in one side of the political aisle, people of color have more power than white people. Because if we didn't have the power, we wouldn't be able to put into place practices and policies that does this. That's what power is. Things like Minneapolis local government agreeing to a contract with the teachers union that says white teachers must be fired first. New York City's government enacting a policy of having white seniors go to the back of the line on life-saving COVID treatment. A college professor that says white people should be...
Did you hear what he just said? This idiot said the white people, because the white, that's just some type of racism, because the white people must be fired first. Well, shit, they better be. What are you talking about? How's that racism? They probably not even supposed to be here. More than likely, they're an immigrant. Like, they on the green card. Shit, don't you think the green card should go first? What do you think a white person is? They're a person that's not from here originally. So you're privileged to be here. So to just think that you have a job that you shouldn't even be working, let me just say that, like we shouldn't, that's for them. See, they're supposed to be working here because remember, they're the corporation that's hiring these people with their articles of incorporation so that they can have these positions and use these people's citizenship as trust. So they can get the trust from them, and they have these people working. They're the ones that are supposed to be working. But see, what happened is they tricked you into being a part of that. So now you're working too. You just, following along the trend. I'll just be a normal citizen. I'll just, go ahead and start working and, do the same thing as the immigrants do. Shit, I might as well put myself on the same league with the immigrants. Like, what? No. This is their job. They were brought here for this. They were brought here to be under the labor laws and the labor standards. This was all created for them, not us. We didn't have to labor. Like, that's crazy. That's why everything they are responsible for paying, because we are the ones that own everything here. Like, these people came here and set up corporations and standards and colonies and all these shits in their place of being, right? And they're just fictitious places. Most of these places, even these so-called continents. I keep telling y'all, understand what a continent is, and the orchestration of something. They'll say they're so large, this, that. No. Actually, I'm gonna play what a continent is. Let me see if it'll come up, or I have to look up the true definition. What is a continent?
Here's the definition of continent. Any of the world's main continuous expanses of land: Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North America, South America.
Yeah, I definitely gotta look it up because I want you guys to see that there's another definition. A continent is a large continuous mass of land that's conventionally regarded as a collective region, or area, space, created space, like Dubai, these type of places. There are 7 continents, as they just stated, so on and so forth, they said. And somewhere Europe and Asia are considered to be one of the continents called Eurasia. So which one? Europe and Asia. Listen, Europe and Asia, and they are considered one continent, which is called Eurasia. Why is it Eurasia? Because the Europeans and the Asians are the same people. Okay? Now, let's finish this real quick. Listen to this idiot talking about these people are getting talked about. Oh my gosh, they're just hurting these people.
Killed and facing no repercussions. Cornell University banning white people from rock climbing lessons. One of many instances of liberal colleges doing the utmost to exclude and ostracize white students. BIPOC only events equal no whites, but they don't have the guts to say that, even though that is what that is. That's what makes us different than the mere grumblings of the common villager. The villagers have surrounded the palace, demanding Marie Antoinette's head. The power dynamics have shifted. That is a fact. Progressive media outlets do not cover these stories. Some people out there have no idea that this is going on. But worse, some others out there know but agree with what's going on. And for those people to convince themselves that this is not racial discrimination, they play mind tricks and word games. They use phrases and talking points like punching up. You can't be racist to white people. You can't oppress the oppressor, meaning I'm acting oppressively, but I've designated you as the oppressor, so everything goes. Or Abraham Candy's infamous words, the only way to remedy past discrimination is current discrimination. Or when people say things like, what we're doing to white people is not racism, because racism is prejudice plus power, and we don't have the power. They use all this mind-bending apparatus to delude themselves into believing what they're doing faces no moral quandary. But in the back of their minds, perhaps in their subconscious minds, is racial revenge. We experienced it, you experience it too. See how you like it. That people of color are using our newfound power to act this way and then pretend like none of this is going on leads me to believe that we would have done the same thing that white people did were we to be in their historical position. Because such acts have its roots in human nature, not white people nature. And one can only imagine what might happen in the coming decades when the demographics of the US will have shifted such that white people will no longer constitute the majority. When the younger generation you've just seen have graduated from elite schools and hold positions of power in our institutions, our government, corporations, entertainment, news media, and so forth, how they might, in wielding the levers of society, be able to rationalize, using their adult brain, the hatred that was embedded in their minds during their adolescence. What we're seeing is just the beginning. To the white people who are watching, I just want to say, you are not an oppressor for refusing to accept an ideology that teaches people to hate you, that teaches you that you are inherently bad, that your children are inherently bad, that you are inherently racist no matter what you do or how you think, that you need to repent by taking affirmative steps in your life to redress harms that your ancestors may have done, or the racist actions of other white people. In fact, you are not an oppressor, period. You did not choose to be born white, just like any of us did not choose to be born in our race. And to ask of you, at the individual level, for example, to give your life in service of people of color, to be used as physical barriers at protests, to give away your house to black people instead of your children, all actual things that have been publicly demanded of white people, to ask this of you is morally reprehensible collective punishment. You are not under any obligation to carry yourself in any sort of way that others demand of you just because of the color of your skin. This, you need to do this and you need to do that because you benefit from privilege thing is bogus. It is just a way for people harboring racial animus to attack you, to say that the accomplishments you've achieved in your life isn't yours, and to silence you. It is not you. It is this ideology that is wrong and perverse. It is one cloaked in a shroud of pseudo-justice and self-righteousness, all the while excreting toxic fumes of racial hatred. It blames all white people for the actions of their ancestors,
well, ain't it the
have no
truth?
control over, while absolving black
Do
people
y'all hear this now?
of personal responsibility for their own individual actions by holding that black people commit acts of harm, for example, towards another community. That's a fault of white supremacy. White people are controlling them like puppets on a string. It's a backwards, transgressive ideology. If you don't already hate in your heart but want to fight it as a matter of principle, this does not make you racist or bigoted. If you refuse to accept their premise in your head, but are too afraid to voice your opinion, you are neither a coward nor a bad person. If you're of a liberal bent, but there's a small corner in your brain telling you as you're watching this video that perhaps some of this is wrong, listen to your intuition. Maybe you think, oh, I agree with most of what the progressive left teaches about racial justice, but just not with some of this disagreeable stuff, only at the extremes. I'm here to tell you that the rot starts at the core. This racial hatred of white people is a natural outgrowth, part and parcel of an ideology that attempts to indoctrinate us into believing that there is current systemic oppression going on, that all racial disparities we see today is the sole result of oppression by white people, when there are other more plausible explanations to be had that these same people are silencing as impermissible hate speech. They're telling you, shut up. You'll take it, and you'll like it. But contrary to what they're...
Okay, I don't think I could take much more. I don't think I could take much more of this one. Hold on a second. Hold on. So, you guys hear this, right? So, it's kind of like they're trying to say... this made me think of something Empress said the other day. I think she was saying, somebody was saying, oh, they need to forgive them, or, you know, people need to forgive the YT, say the YT. We need to forgive the YT people. They didn't do it. It was their ancestors, blah, 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 this, and that. Well, who's reaping the freaking benefits? And what do we see them doing that's saying, hey, you know, if our ancestors did this, we must, you know, make this, you know, right some type of way. You know, we got to do something to make it make sense, right? So I'm just wondering, you know, why they think we're supposed to be having all this sympathy for these people, like, you know, saying all that. I just don't like understand that. But yeah, I'm gonna play something else real quick. Hold on a second. Where is it? I was gonna do a book, but I don't feel like reading. My sinus is bothering me. I'm already tired. I'm discombobulated. I'm trying to read the words. I'm reading 3-4 words at one time. Like shit just going too much going on. But yeah. Hold on, let's get to this real quick. I want to show you this video. I like this video. I might have to, let's see. Okay, there we go. I don't know what's going on with the sound, guys. Let me know right away if the sound is acting weird. or whatever the case may be. I'm going to check with my chat as we're doing this. All right, let's go. Set that there for a quick second. Know the difference. There is a huge difference. There's a huge, y'all. I had me a little wine today. I am literally like giggling at myself. I thought it was gonna help with my me relaxing myself because I've been running around all week, but all it did was start making me tired. But either way, I'm a little giggly, so just like, yeah, just know I'm still on point though. Okay, let's see. Yeah, y'all see that? Aboriginal, classified as black, African American, classified. Remember, classified. That doesn't mean that's what it is. It's just classified as black, African American, freedman, Negro, Indian, mulatto, and African Latino. Native American classified as red, white, native, and Latino. But the red thing goes back to England, which was red records of the red Indians from Toronto, Indians out of the Seneca Township. So yeah, that's a whole nother story I'll get into another time. But yeah, let's go. Let's finish this. This is a great. glad that you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Now, what I'm going to do, I decided I'm going to show a little bit. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Where did it go? Of another preview, per se, of one of the books that we'll have in the pay-per-view. I had a couple people reach out for that, and make sure that you guys are ready by July 9th. You have to have it paid for by the 9th before 5 p.m. I'm actually going to say before 5. I'm going to say on the 8th. I'm going to change that to the 8th because I don't want to be the last day rushing and trying to add anyone. So if you are, make sure you have it in by then. I'd like to try to get most of the books out in emails beforehand. Once you pay, I'll ship out the books immediately before the pay-per-view, so on and so forth, because there'll be other things I may go over that you won't get, but you'll at least be able to see in there. But most of the things and more you guys are going to be able to get to see. So let's go. I'm going to share this one. Where is it? Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Okay, there it is. I think this is the correct book. Yes. So, yes, picture said 1,000 words all the time, brother. You already know. Enoch, peace, brother. Lots of information and pictures, right? That's one of the larger forms of, writing information on your mind is pictures via the wave format, via the visual, bringing in that information in your senses. So yeah, that's very stimulative when it comes to information. Okay, so check this out, guys. This particular book, right, is Unveiling the Pilgrim Statue by the New England Society, right? Now check this out. We're going to hear about what the New England Society, who these people were. We'll get a little bit of that right now, right? They had initiation. This is the terms of their membership. They had initiation fees of $10, annual dues of $5, and a life membership of $50 payable at the election. Any descendant of a New Englander, a descendant of a New Englander of good moral character from and after the age of 18 is eligible. The widow or child of a member, if in need of it, is entitled to 5 times as much as he may have paid the society. They are entitled to 5 times as much as he may have paid the society. The friends of a deceased member are requested to give the secretary early information on the time and place of his birth and death for the obituary list in our annual report. Members who change their address should give the secretary early notice. Okay, let's get into some of these members. Some of these officers of the New England Society, where they keep telling you these European people, the English, y'all know that we're going to get really into all of this. Really making sure you guys are clear and you can prove to anybody the facts of like what really is what, like seriously. The New England Society, from its organization, let's check out the names of the presidents of the New England Society that they keep trying to tell you were European people. The New England Society. Look at all these so-called Europeans. No, let me stop. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get serious right now. Okay, so now when it comes to it, right? Let's look at these presidents. I'm gonna be brief because I just want to show you guys. This book will definitely be in the pay-per-view, for you guys to have the download, so on and so forth. Now check it out. Here are the presidents. James Watson. Sure sounds like a European name to me. Oliver Walcott, Amasa Jackson, Ebenezer Stevens, Lindy Caitlin, Henry R. Storrs, Joseph Hoxie, Moses Grinnell, Simeon Draper, Benjamin Bonney, William Efforts, Henry Hurlburt, William Curtis Noyes, E.D. Morgan, Joseph H. Choate, Elliot C. Cowden, Isaac H. Bailey, William Borden, Daniel F. Appleton, James C. Carter, Josiah M. Frisk, Marvell W. Cooper, Stuart L. Woodford. Treasurers: Jonathan Burrow, Linda Caitlin, R.H. Nevins, Ezra Weeks, Robert Ballou, Caleb Barstow, Augustus G. Hazard, Josiah L. Pope, Lutheran B. Wyman, Josiah M. Frisk, J. Piermont Morgan, William Dow. Secretaries: Samuel M. Hopkins, Benjamin M. Mumford, Peter Halls, Joseph Warren Brackett, John Q. Wilson, Tyler Maynard, Beza E. Bliss, M. Hurst White, Wight White, Erastus Goodwin, Francis Olmsted, William Hans, William Halls, Levi Curtis, Edward Gould, Alfred Weeks, we're familiar with that name, Joseph I. Brewer, Ephraim Kingsbury, Luther Prescott Hubbard. Now, I'm going to check on my chat real quick because I know y'all real woke. So what do y'all think? Who are these names of? Like, are you going to let anyone convince you that these are European people, European names? And it told you, the first thing it told you are, these are people of Europe. These are people of I'm sorry, y'all. These are people of England descent. You had to be of England descent. So these are all English names. Are you guys with me? Like, I know a lot of times some people get kind of lost because they in their mind with stuff and they don't even know what they be reading, because people done indoctrinated their mind with so many pieces of lies and fake information and all this other stuff. So when you piece the truth together, it has no choice but to decipher and actually just show you what it is, right? And that's all facts. All right. Yep, it started in the early 1800s. Yes, Hubbard. yes, sis. You seen that, right? Let's go. Listen, look. War Department. This book was put into the library of the War Department on December the 1st of 1910 of the War Department, before the incorporation of the United States here in America. Prior to that, so this is before the incorporation of that foundation. Officers of the New England Society in the city of New York. Hold on, why would they be in the city of New York? The officers of the New England Society. Come on, guys. I mean, it can't get no clearer than that. Let's go. Look, direct Noah Brooks, Augustine, William Dowd. The origin of the monument. They're talking about the monument, so on and so forth. But yeah, you guys see that? Just wanted to show you a little bit of that. That book will be also given in the pay-per-view. I'm so excited about that because this is the first time I'll be doing this. Like, I've never even done this like on like my radio show or anything. I've always given like giveaways. We've done like vacations and things of that nature, as far as stuff like that. But I've never done an actual pay-per-view. I did one with App Power before. They asked me to join them with the pay-per-view. That was a nice one. So I actually enjoy being able to show new information, provide they didn't do that. They didn't give documents or anything. They just showed stuff. But I will, anytime I do a pay-per-view, I'll be doing that. Everything I go over, it will be provided to the person or to the person so that they can have that information themselves, especially if I'm doing a pay-per-view on it. But yep, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Yes, exactly. Well, guys, y'all know this was actually for the read today. I'm gonna take the rest of my evening to relax. If anybody's live, I might jump in. But right now, I am going to enjoy the rest of my evening. I will be trying to get back with you guys tomorrow. I'm trying to do more lives now. As you guys notice, sometimes it's random, and it's just because of the time I may have. I got a lot going on right now, but if I have time to jump up and go over some information with you guys, I'll definitely do that. Like I said, the pay-per-view will be loaded. I did decide that it will be a 2-day pay-per-view. It will be recorded, so if a person cannot attend, they will be able to get the recording and still all of their documents. So it will be 2 days because there's a lot of information we'll be going over, and I know I won't be able to do it in one day. So it will be a 2-day event, pay-per-view, and it will be on recording, and yeah, so on and so forth. But yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be awesome, and I look forward to the people that have sent it out. They have purchased the pay-per-view. You will be getting your documents probably next week. I'm going to send them out like the following week and the week before. So when we do that, you guys can. Have your documents, start going over them. If you have some questions or want to talk about something particularly that strikes your interest, maybe even seeing something I haven't seen. Like I do a lot of reading, a lot of books and things that I've looked at like years ago, going on certain topics when I do stories, or if I'm studying, researching something in particular, I'll deep dive into things, and I just still have the information. So it's going to be exciting to be able to share with you guys some stuff that I haven't really talked about on any lives, go over a lot of information. I'll also be trying to go over a little bit of very, very important things that are, private information that I can't talk about on YouTube as well. So that's why I want to do a 2-day event, because I want to make sure it's a little intense, and I'm going to throw a little bonus extra stuff in there for you guys. So peace, love, and bliss. Definitely, brother. Appreciate you guys. You guys know you are everything. Much love. You guys just being here gives me so much energy. It's always positive. And yeah, listen, I don't like really blocking people, but if people are coming in being distractful, or saying little snide comments where they're thinking they're being smart and low key being whatever they're trying to do, yeah, just get them out of here. We don't like distractions. We don't need that over here. We are not begging for nobody to be over here in this chat to say nothing. If you don't got nothing positive to say to keep the energy on what is at when you came in here, get gone, or we'll get you gone. Yes, brother. It was created by the New Englanders, because all of them had to be descendants of New England. It's in the book. The information is in there, for sure. Definitely. Peace, love, and bliss to you guys. You guys are everything. Y'all have a great day, and I'll be chatting with you guys soon. Y'all already know. Peace, love. I'm out.